He doesn't have the education or the kind of emotional experience to understand what his feelings are. And sometimes Eddie's played as a sexual predator, you know, that he is interested in her sexually, but I can't see that in the text. I think the point is that he's absolutely enamored of her and has fallen in love with her. Yeah.
The other extraordinary thing about this play in terms of the contemporary resonance is that it's about illegal immigrants at one level. There are two illegal immigrants coming from an area of Italy which of course now people are trying to migrate into from North Africa.
Yeah.
Were you aware when you were rehearsing and preparing this piece of that resonance?
Yes, we kind of understood that these guys come from another place, so they are the catalyst, really. There's a moment in the play where Eddie smokes a cigar, and that's the last moment of his life as we know it, because the next minute they walk through the door, and they're coming from somewhere exotic. Catherine describes them as coming from somewhere where they have fountains, where oranges grow on the trees. You know, it's a threat, it's something different. So the irony that people are now trying to get into that country is, is not lost on anyone.
So your character, Eddie, do you think there is anything of Arthur Miller in Eddie?
I think so, because he worked on the docks for a while. I mean, he worked on the Brooklyn docks, Arthur, and all of this play comes from interviews that he did with dockers. And of course, the relationship between an older man and a younger woman could have resonance with his relationship with Marilyn
Monroe, and he was in that relationship, I think, at the time he wrote this play. Now, it's for people who come to see it, they will see it's a very austere staging. You have the whole play in what is effectively a perspex box. Why is that?
I think the director's idea is that there are some plays that are lost beneath the weight of their tradition. With this one, it's often played, you know, it's a Brooklyn dockers house, it's all the gear, it's all there, it's the Italian thing. And in fact, Stanley Tucci, who came to the opening night, said that he'd seen the play many times and he loved our version because he often got offended by the way Italians were portrayed, you know, people acting Italian and doing the whole Italian thing. Ivo van Hove, the director's idea, was get rid of everything that is pretending to be real, and all you're left with are the words. So the austerity of it means that you're forced to listen to what the characters say to each other. Consequently, the thing is like a juggernaut.
Now, people who know you from the screen will think of you as the ultimate baddie because you've been a baddie in so many films. Did you feel before you took this part that you'd done enough of baddies, it was time to do something else? That's why you took a kind of heroic role?
I took the role because it's just incredibly well written.
Yes,
it's so multi-layered. No, not at all, not at all, because I have been asked that before, because he's often played as a, you know, homophobic, misogynistic bully, so essentially he's not a nice guy, but I didn't see that in him. I saw a good guy basically trying to do his best, but consequently mucking everything up and causing the tragedy. The villain thing is great fun, I have to say.
You just like playing villains?
Yeah, I mean, they are... You know, America has a culture of heroes, so a lot of the American actors want to play the hero. They want to...
And they want a Brit for the villain a lot of the time.
Well, I think we grow up with Macbeth, Richard III, Coriolanus. We're not afraid of it. Whereas the Americans grow up with Homecoming King, you know, you can be president if you work hard enough. Yeah. They have this culture of the hero, and we're not afraid of the culture of the villain. So there's a very honourable roll call of British actors who've found their way over to Hollywood playing villains.